Was it all a dream? That's what Dodger fans woke up asking after what might just go down as the greatest individual performance in the history of baseball. Shohei Ohtani didn't just dominate in Game 4 of the NLCS. He rewrote the rules of what's possible on a diamond. And while the confetti's been cleared and the champagne's dried on the clubhouse floor, the Dodgers are now left in a rare position. They wait. They wait for Friday. They wait to find out who's coming next. But one thing's for sure. No matter who's on the other side, the Dodgers are ready. Let's rewind to that Friday night, a night that felt more like a movie than a playoff game. Ohtani didn't just pitch a gem. He shut the door. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. Then he picked up a bat and did something that even legends haven't done. 3 home runs. Not 1, not 2. 3 absolute missiles, including one that soared over the roof at Dodger Stadium. Something most players can only dream of doing in batting practice. Shohei did it in a pennant-clinching playoff game. That wasn't just dominance. That was myth-making. That was history. There's been dominant pitching performances before. There have been unforgettable nights with the bat. But never, not once in the modern history of Major League Baseball, has a player done both at this level in the same postseason game. That's why we're talking about Shohei Ohtani, not just as the best player in the world right now, but maybe the greatest talent we've ever seen in the sport. And the wild part? He might do it again. That's how special this guy is. This wasn't a once-in-a-lifetime moment for him. This might just be the beginning. And while Dodger Stadium shook with every swing, there was a moment in the air, this electricity that said, we're watching something we'll tell our kids about. This wasn't just baseball. This was a moment for the sport. Fans in the stands couldn't believe it. Some left early, and those who did, man, they're going to be kicking themselves forever. Because if you saw that with your own 2 eyes, you saw something no one else ever has. You saw a unicorn do unicorn things. Now the Dodgers find themselves in unfamiliar territory with time. They've completed the sweep. The first time in franchise history, they've swept the NLCS. And now they wait to see who survives the American League bloodbath. The ALCS is tied, 3 games apiece, with Toronto and Seattle trading punches, traveling coast to coast, and burning through every arm they've got. The Dodgers? They're resting, recovering, getting their rotation in order, getting their hitters extra BP, licking their chops. And that could be the advantage Los Angeles needs. While Toronto and Seattle have been waging war night after night, the Dodgers have had the chance to reset. Reset the arms, reset the minds, and refocus the mission. Because this team didn't sneak into the World Series. They bulldozed their way in. From the wild card to the NLDS to the NLCS, they've dropped just 1 game the entire month. And when Ohtani wasn't on, other guys stepped up. Kike Hernandez, Max Muncy, Chris Taylor. Even the bottom of the order has come through in the biggest spots. That's what October baseball demands. Depth, trust, and a different hero every night. But it always comes back to Shohei. Because when you see him lock in, when he fouls off a pitch and smiles, when he steps back into the box with that locked-in look, or when he walks off the mound having punched out another elite hitter, you realize how rare this is. We're watching something the game has never had before. Not even Babe Ruth, not even the two-way guys from the early 1900s were doing this on a stage this big with this kind of pressure. And now, whoever comes out of the American League, whether it's the Mariners or the Blue Jays, they'll have to deal with him. Do you pitch around him? Do you challenge him? What do you even do when a guy can beat you with his bat and his arm? It's a puzzle no one solved. And while Toronto and Seattle both boast elite pitching, neither of them have an answer for Shohei at his peak. No one does. Seattle's journey here has been exhausting. 5 games in the ALDS, including a 15-inning war against Detroit that drained every ounce of energy from their bullpen. Toronto's had to claw their way back from a 0-2 hole in this series, flying across the continent, leaning on their stars just to survive. By the time Game 1 of the World Series rolls around, the Dodgers will be fresher, more rested, and more prepared. Sure, there's always the rust versus rest argument. But this isn't the first time the Dodgers have had downtime between series. They've been in this position before, and they know how to manage it. Simulated games, inter-squad battles, extra reps in the cage. This is an experienced, veteran group that knows how to keep the intensity up even when the lights are off. Dave Roberts has a veteran clubhouse, guys who understand how to keep the energy high without the adrenaline of game day. And if Seattle wins, the Dodgers get home field advantage. No flights across the country. No hostile crowd at the Rogers Center. Just Dodger Stadium, filled with 50,000 fans wearing blue and ready to explode. If it's Toronto, then the journey gets a little tougher. But either way, the Dodgers are already preparing. Scouting reports, advanced meetings, keeping the fundamentals sharp, all with one goal: bringing that trophy back to Los Angeles. There's something different about this year's group. It's not just the talent. It's the hunger. It's the way they bounce back, the way they step up when someone else stumbles. It's the belief that no matter who's in the lineup, whether it's Ohtani hitting bombs or Kike making a diving grab or Max Muncy hitting a walk-off, someone will deliver. And speaking of Kike Hernandez, what a story he's writing. In his next game, he'll tie Justin Turner for the most postseason appearances in Dodgers history. That's not just a stat. That's a legacy. That's a guy who's been part of the Dodgers DNA for almost a decade, who's delivered time and time again, who lives for this time of year. Kike isn't just a role player. In October, he becomes something else. He becomes inevitable. 9 seasons wearing Dodger blue. Some of them interrupted, like his stint with Boston, where he shined in the postseason yet again. But no matter where he goes, October follows. And this October, he's back home, doing what he does best. Being the glue, the spark, the guy who brings the jokes in the locker room and the energy on the field. The guy who will never lead the team in homers or batting average, but who will absolutely lead them in moments, in memories. When you think of October legends, you think of walk-offs, of curtain calls, of clutch hits that echo through time. Kike's had all of those, but he's also had consistency. He's been in the lineup or coming off the bench in nearly every big game the Dodgers have played in the last 10 years. And now, he's about to sit at the top of the franchise record books. Not because he's the flashiest or the most hyped, but because he's always there, doing the job, stepping up, bleeding Dodger blue. And that's what makes this team so dangerous. It's not just stars like Ohtani, Freeman, or Betts. It's the Kikes, the Taylors, the veterans who've been in these battles and know what it takes. This team has balance. It has chemistry. And it's got a collective chip on its shoulder after falling short in recent years. When you look at the Dodgers right now, you're not just seeing a baseball team. You're seeing a machine built for October. And it's not just the stars doing the heavy lifting. It's the depth. It's the culture. It's the way every piece fits into place. Whether it's Shohei launching balls into orbit or Kike doing what he always does this time of year. This team has a postseason heartbeat, and it's only getting louder. And as much as we've talked about the obvious storylines, there's one quietly developing narrative that deserves center stage. The emotional connection between this team and its fans. You can feel it in every inning. Every roar at Chavez Ravine, every social media post, every Dodger dog sold under the lights. The bond is real. This October run has brought out something special, something that reminds us why we follow this game so closely year after year. Take Kike Hernandez, for example. His journey with the Dodgers isn't just about numbers. It's about identity, about legacy, about a guy who doesn't just wear the uniform. He represents it. And the fans know that. Whether he's starting in left field, turning a double play, or hitting that surprise homer when nobody expects it, Kike has become part of the Dodgers' postseason fabric. He's not the most talked about. He's not the MVP. But when the moment comes, he's there. And now, with one more appearance, he ties Justin Turner for the most postseason games played in Dodger history. One more after that, he owns it outright. That's not just a stat. That's a lifetime of memories. That's the guy who's been there through it all. The wins, the heartbreaks, the celebrations, the champagne showers. And when he got emotional in his press conference, talking about what this means to him, you could feel it. This isn't just baseball. It's his life. And that emotion, that deep connection, is what makes this team different. Yes, Shohei's superhuman. Yes, Freeman is as consistent as they come. Betts is electric. The pitching staff is locked in. But it's the heart of this team that sets them apart. It's the moments you don't see in the box score, the hugs in the dugout, the speeches behind closed doors, the looks exchanged after a big out or a clutch hit. This group believes in each other, and that belief is dangerous. We've seen teams crumble under pressure. We've seen stacked lineups go quiet in October. Not this one. Not this year. From the wild card round to the NLCS, the Dodgers have been composed, confident, and locked in. Even when things got tight, they didn't flinch. Because they've been here before. They've won big games. They've lost heartbreakers. They've walked through fire. And now, they're stronger for it. And the fans feel that too. They know this team is different. The conversations at work, the late-night texts, the calls to sports radio, they're all filled with hope but also understanding. This team isn't just winning. They're doing it with purpose. They're honoring the franchise's history while building something new. And when you've got guys like Kike, who understand what it means to be a Dodger, leading the way, it makes the ride even sweeter. Shohei might be stealing headlines, but Kike's presence in this postseason is just as meaningful in a different way. When you think about Dodgers in October, certain names come up immediately. Gibson, Hershiser, Bellinger, Seager. Now you've got to include Kike, the man with the big moments, the fun energy, the charisma, the bilingual interviews, the humor, but also the grit, the passion, the pride. And it's not just nostalgia or fan service. Kike's production this October has been real. He's delivered when it counts, just like he always seems to do. And you can tell it means the world to him. In that emotional press conference, when he talked about what it feels like to wear Dodger blue, he wasn't reading off a script. That was pure heart. That was a guy who knows how rare this is, how special it is to be part of this team, this city, this fan base. And as he said himself, when you're talking about records in this franchise, not just any franchise, this one, it hits different. This is not the Rockies. This is not the Marlins. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers, a club with more than a century of history, with banners hanging from coast to coast, with a fan base that spans generations. So when a guy like Kike stands at the top of that record book, it's not just about longevity. It's about respect. It's about loyalty. And it's about rising in the biggest moments year after year. It's about a guy who's taken every opportunity and made the most of it, whether it was a pinch hit, a spot start, or a must-win game in October. And now, with the World Series days away, the anticipation is off the charts. Not just because of who they might face, Toronto or Seattle, but because of what this team has already shown. The Dodgers are rested. They're dialed in. They're healthy. The rotation is set. The bullpen is ready. And every bat in that lineup has the potential to be the difference. There's always the fear that a few days off might throw off the rhythm. But with this squad, it feels more like fuel. Time to prepare. Time to sharpen the edge. Because let's be real, Shohei Ohtani didn't drop one of the greatest individual games in the history of baseball just to sit back and take it easy. He's just getting started. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. The baseball world is buzzing with whispers that could shake the MLB to its core. Sources close to the matter suggest that Kyle Tucker, one of the most feared sluggers in the league, might be heading to Los Angeles, donning the iconic Dodgers jersey in what could be a record-setting deal. While nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders are already calling this potential move explosive, hinting that it could redefine the Dodgers lineup and strike terror into opposing pitchers. Tucker, known for his combination of raw power and plate discipline, has been the subject of trade rumors for months, but this latest chatter takes things to another level. The Dodgers, always aggressive in pursuing marquee talent, would reportedly spare no expense to secure the young star. Early whispers even hint at a contract that could set a franchise record, both in terms of length and financial magnitude, a move that would signal LA's intent to dominate the National League for years to come. Fans and analysts alike are speculating on the impact Tucker could have in Chavez Ravine. His ability to turn the game with a single swing aligns perfectly with the Dodgers' current strategy, a mix of homegrown talent and high-profile acquisitions aimed at postseason supremacy. Imagine Tucker patrolling right field, launching mammoth shots into the stands while his teammates set the table. If this rumor holds, the Dodgers' offense could become nearly unstoppable. Of course, caution is in order. Sources stress that negotiations are ongoing, and the deal is far from sealed. Yet, the mere possibility of Tucker in Dodger blue has already ignited social media, with fans dissecting potential lineups, playoff scenarios, and what this could mean for the rest of the league. One thing is certain. If the Dodgers pull this off, they will not only make headlines, they will send a clear message that they are willing to break records to chase glory. As the speculation intensifies, the baseball world watches with bated breath. Will Kyle Tucker really be the latest superstar to join the Dodgers' arsenal, or is this just another tantalizing whisper in the off-season wind? Only time will tell, but for now, the rumor mill is working overtime, and every Dodgers fan is dreaming big. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.